Hi, it's Norman Kochner here in Coogee Bay Road, along the way to the beach behind me. We have a bit of a change here in Sydney. We've got a COVID restriction that has occurred, but it won't stop the performances of the cricket coverage. We're going to continue our cricket coverage. The reality is that India have lost the World Test Championship, as most, if not all, people know. The reality is that New Zealand has won. They're on their way back. They'll be arriving in New Zealand only a short distance from here, a couple of hours away by plane, with the Mace having won the inaugural World Test Championship between themselves and India. The reality is that there's been a lot of conjecture as to the players in the team. That is the Indian side, whether or not they may stay for the series between India and England. And obviously on top of that we have the situation where the New Zealand players have been touted by this Richard Hadleys, the Brendan McCullums of the world, the Richard Hadleys of the world, that it's the best New Zealand team ever. In fact, the best New Zealand team ever. So that's quite a statement. It's certainly not the best team in the world ever, but best team for New Zealand ever. The reality is the Indian team have got some things to look at now, perhaps around the batting of Pujara and Rahane, certainly the bowling of Bumrah. Bumrah certainly is under question now, including even the likes of the combination of Ashwin and Jadeja, and Ishant Sharma might be seeing his end days as well. He played pretty well in the World Test Championship, so the likes of Siraj, Shardul, Thakur, Washington Sundar, Akshar Patel, maybe some of the other pace bowlers that are running around in India now, that which are quite a few, all looking contention. So the reaction on the streets here, I'm on the streets of Coogee, as you can see. We would normally be wearing a mask. In fact, most people you'll see will start wearing masks. The reality is the reaction has been quite admirable for New Zealand. It's unfortunate for India. They did very well to make the final. We mustn't forget that. They made the final. The likes of Virat Kohli and clearly people of that nature have done a very good job in terms of being legendary players for their country. Virat Kohli's changed the whole fabric of the Indian side in terms of their fearlessness. On the other hand, New Zealand have also changed the fabric of their sides. They're much more willing to take chances and actually make their way to winning the final. So the reactions were interesting from the New Zealand fans at the game in Southampton, also the reaction of some of the Indian-based fans, or the Indian derivation, the Indian heritage fans that were living in London. So there's an interesting reaction there. But our reactions here in Australia are certainly grateful for New Zealand, who just deserved their win, and strong recommendation or commendation for the Indian side and the way they performed. In particular, Rohit Sharma's efforts, where he actually made an incredible, selfless, unselfish gesture of walking, not having dismissal reviewed of his LBW decision later on the fifth day of play, and then the likes of Virat Kohli and his camaraderie with Williamson is magnificent. The way he approaches fans is magnificent, and thirdly, Rishabh Pant and the way that he plays his batting, devil may care, never doubts himself. Again, scored very heavily in the second innings, not enough to win though, but played very well as well. So the likes of the respect that Australians, New Zealanders and the world have for Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma and the likes of Rishabh Pant are ginormous. We mustn't forget that. We need to learn that Australia, in this country, the likes of Warner, Smith and Bancroft and co. need to learn that, earn that respect once again here as well. This is Norman Kochner for Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochner, and I'll attach now a video of some of the New Zealand and the Indian heritage, Indian-born English that are living there in England, that were at Southampton on the day. Thank you.
Deserved to win the last 3 years, and we finally got the result that everyone deserves.
Redemption. We've got here, we've earned it, and we're just happy to be here.
This is when big players should step up. Like, look at Williamson and Ross Taylor. They stepped up, showed for their country, played well for their country, and then
honestly, Kane and the boys, they put their heart out there, and honestly, everything to them. Absolutely.
He's big, he's strong, he's on the very world. Jameson. He's big, he's strong, he's on the very world. Jameson.